The moment her breath brushed against my ear and she whispered, "Not here. Go sit in the guest section." Something inside me fractured. For a second, I didn't budge. I simply stared at her. This woman I thought was going to be my wife. Then, as if on cue, she turned to him, her ex. I saw her smile, saw her tuck her hair behind her ear in that familiar, nervous gesture she always used when she wanted to appear composed. "You deserve this seat more," she said to him, her voice honeyed with cruelty. He smirked like a man in on the joke, like he'd rehearsed it. He sat next to her with ease, like he belonged there, like I was the stranger. Her family chuckled as if this was all some private joke. Mine sat frozen, either unsure of what was happening or too shocked to respond. I stood there, bouquet still in hand, knuckles white from gripping it too tight. I looked down at the flowers, exhaled, adjusted my suit jacket, and said calmly, "Go ahead." They expected me to slink away, humiliated. To leave quietly, reduced to an afterthought in their orchestrated theater. But they didn't know who they were dealing with. Not really. I met Ava 3 years ago in a small cafe on 3rd Street. She dropped her phone. I picked it up. That turned into casual conversation. Then a date, then a weekend together, then eventually, a life. I fell for her. Hard. The kind of love that doesn't keep score, that forgives too much, that ignores all the warning signs. Yes, she was beautiful. But more than that, she made me feel seen. That's what cut the deepest. The illusion that she actually saw me for who I was. She used to curl into me and whisper, "You're not like the others." Tears in her eyes as she spoke about the men who had hurt her. And I believed her. Turns out, I wasn't like the others. I was worse. I trusted her. 2 months before the wedding, the first red flag flared. She came home late, her lipstick smudged. Wrong shade too. Said she was with her cousin. Odd, since that same cousin had called earlier asking if Ava was with me. I didn't confront her. I just watched. And waited. Her phone always face down now. Texts she'd swipe away before I could glance. Excuses recycled like cheap lines from a bad movie. And a name started showing up more. Lucas. The rich, smooth-talking ex who cheated on her years ago. The one she claimed broke her. My instincts screamed, but I needed proof. Not suspicion, evidence. So I got quiet and paid attention. I hired someone. Not because I didn't trust myself, but because I wanted the truth on record. In a week I had photographs. Dinners for 2, hotel check-ins, long drives ending in valet slips. By the second week, audio clips. Her voice, his voice, laughter, whispers, mockery. By the third, I had everything. The wedding? That wasn't a celebration. It was a setup. The final act of a play where I was cast as the fool. Her family playing along, mine too kind to see it. But I didn't crumble. I calculated. I told Ava I wanted no prenup. Said I trusted her completely. She lit up, believing she had won. Meanwhile, I quietly moved all my savings. Sold the condo we were to share. Bought a new place in my sister's name. I replaced the venue's recording crew with my own. Hired a different videographer. Someone I trusted. Rewrote a part of the ceremony script without her knowing. So when she leaned in and whispered that little dagger into my ear, she had no clue that the entire day was already rewired by me. I stepped aside and watched. Watched him settle into my seat. Watched her soak up the attention. Watched her family giggle. I kept my expression calm, controlled. The officiant continued as planned. Then, right before the vows, he turned toward the screen behind us. "Before we begin," he announced, "the groom has requested to share a short video, a tribute to love and truth." I watched her expression shift as the screen lit up. Footage began rolling. Ava and Lucas in bed. Time-stamped. 2 weeks earlier. Their voices clear. "He actually thinks I love him," she said, laughing. Then more. Hotel footage, hallway kisses, secret recordings. Conversations that left no room for denial. A wave of shocked gasps swept through the crowd. Her family stopped smiling. Mine looked crushed. Ava's face drained of color. She stood, tried to scream. "Turn that off." But the officiant calmly raised his hand. "The groom holds full rights to this footage. It will continue." And it did, until the final damning clip. Ava and Lucas rehearsing their stunt, her exact words. "When he tries to sit beside me, I'll tell him no." You take the seat. He'll stand there like a lost puppy. It'll be perfect. The video cut to black. Silence filled the room, heavy and complete. I walked forward again, stood in front of her. She looked broken. I leaned in gently and said, I told you to carry on. But now it's my turn. Then I turned to Lucas. You like taking what's not yours? He rose to his feet, puffed up with arrogance. She never loved you, he sneered. I nodded. True. Then I took out an envelope from inside my jacket. Inside were signed annulment papers. Marriage never finalized. No legal bond. No claims. Her mouth parted, stunned. I handed another envelope to Lucas. Papers for a lawsuit. Trespassing at a private, contract-bound event. Venue was in my name. Papers filed hours before. You'll be hearing from my lawyer, I said. Also your ride? I had it towed. I faced the guests. You came for a wedding. What you witnessed was the truth. I paused, took a breath. To my family, thank you for believing in me. To hers, you raised a deceiver. Finally, I turned back to Ava. Step close. You could have had everything. Instead, you tried to shame me. And in the end, all you did was expose yourself. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. I turned and walked down the aisle alone. Guests scattered. Whispers filled the space. On the screen, the video played again on loop. It's been 4 months. She reached out once, through a mutual friend. Said she regretted it. I didn't answer. Lucas? He lost a major client after the footage went viral. Turns out scandals don't go well with investors. And me? I sleep easier now. That deep, peaceful kind of sleep you only get once you pull the knife from your back, clean it, and return it with surgical precision. Revenge doesn't need to be loud. Just exact. Just right.